Play. Joel. Coming to you live on YouTube. 3, 2, 1. Game News Live.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Junkies Game News Live. I'm Clay, that's Joel, and here is the AI. She's like, thank you, May.
Thank you, Faye.
You are so hilarious.
Thank you for fucking me.
Yeah, it just kind of glitches out here and there.
We're still working out the bugs.
Already. She just like max headrooms every now and then, like.
Umbrus Gaming says, I knew it was impossible for women's to be on the internet. They told me that's a lie.
Exactly.
Yeah. We weren't allowed to have women's live on the show, so we... Alright, so this week's game news, as always, we start with game releases. So this week, I think we highlighted 3 of them already. We have, I believe we have Amnesia coming back. Is that right? Amnesia Rebirth.
Yes.
I saw
Amnesia
Joe
Rebirth.
Numbers playing this one earlier this week.
Yes,
And-
I have not played it because it's spoopy and that scares me.
Yeah.
Have you even played the first one?
I played the
I
first
have-
one.
Yeah, go on.
No, I
And-
played the first one, and about 3 levels into it, or 3 hours into it, I quit. I just couldn't handle like the emotional stress
I'm
that
about
it
to
was
say,
giving
did
me.
you stop at the water monster? Because a lot of people do.
The moment that I had to hide, I was done. You know what I mean? I was
I
like,
played it
I
and
can't
I
handle
finished
this tension. Nope.
I enjoyed it.
I watched Cinderkin play it on the
Mhm.
PS4, and no, it was my buddy Brian. I was watching him play it on the PS4, and the PS4 port of that game is hot trash. So we didn't get that far into it. And then I was watching a speed run of it, and there's this speedrunner guy out there. His name's Blood Thunder. You should check him out on Twitch. He's great. He plays a lot of horror games and first person stuff, and he was speedrunning it, and he was kind of explaining the story as it goes on and everything like that. And by the end of the speed run, the story on its own, I was like, oh, I'm kind of glad I didn't bother with that, because the story was kind of stupid.
Mm.
Yeah. Well,
It was
it
fun.
was an indie developer, so...
It's funny
Yeah, but I
because
mean,
when I was watching Joe Numbers play it, I got into the room right at the point that he explained that he was actually going through a woman's vagina inside the level, and I was just like, what is this?
You're like, is this art?
There was, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be in this chat right now or whatnot, but it was just chains leaking everywhere, and it was like exactly how I thought it would be. And then I just fucking, I bounced
basically
out.
that's how that works, right?
I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, and I was just like, this,
Yeah.
I'm not even bothered with it. I don't know how Numbers did it, but he went through it. So, along the same lines as leaking chains and everything, we also have Doom Eternal coming in with The Ancient Gods Part 1. This looks super fun.
Yes. I figured you would want to talk about this, because I haven't played Doom Eternal. I played Doom 2016, which I did not like, but this seems right up your alley. So
Yeah.
what do you think about this?
So, I'm always down for more Doom, because it's just, for me, Doom Eternal is far better than the original one. I did enjoy the original one. I'm not on the
When
same...
you say the original, do you mean Doom or Doom 2016?
Both. I enjoyed the original, and I also enjoyed 2016 because there wasn't anything else like it at the time. Not because it was just like reinventing the wheel or anything like that. It was just more fast-paced, easier to handle the controls, and it was just buttery smooth. It could run on anything. So with this one, just Doom Eternal itself, the story has been great. It's definitely had me pause at certain moments when I'm playing instead of just rolling through the game, a first-person shooter game, and actually like started listening to the story. I was like, oh, okay, that's actually pretty cool with killing all the ancient gods and whatnot. But at the same time, it's like this.
Did they finally answer the lifelong question of what is his motivation?
No. All I know is that there's a bunny or a hare somewhere, and it's like, that's enough motivation for me to kill everything. Do not hurt that thing.
Okay, basically going John Wick. That's all it is.
That's it.
Yeah.
All the motivation you need. You're gonna hurt me by hurting this animal, and I'm gonna kill you for it.
Yeah. I didn't like 2016, but I hear Eternal fixed a lot of the problems 2016 had.
Yeah.
So that, if anything, I would give it a shot for that. It's actually, I think as of last week, it's on Xbox Game Pass now. So I might try it out just to say I gave it a shot. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I heard this DLC coming out, I was like, oh, okay, maybe Joel's already been through it. I don't know. Like maybe
What's up, Matt?
You know.
And by the way, I know which Matt that is, so that way he doesn't rub it in my face later on and just endlessly continues to tell me,
oh,
you don't even know what Matt this is.
Stabbed you in the back and Among Us.
What up, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the next one that we got here, I don't know if we want to move on from a Doom Eternal, but it definitely looks a lot better. And from what I hear, it starts to feel less like DLC and more like just another game. And I'm just like, ooh, I'm down with that. Obviously, people's opinions, but we'll see. $20 on Steam right now. Doom Eternal: The Ancient Gods, Part 1. So, Game Mill, huh? We're going to go with Cobra Kai here because we were talking about the Game Mill. They've been making the G.I. Joe, the one that we've been talking about for the past 2 shows that Clay played. He has his opinions about it. I have not played it. I don't have enough time. But, yeah.
Thumbs down.
Cobra Kai, the Karate Kid saga continues, is up now. It's ordered. It came out, I think, 4 days ago, right? I think we had it on for it released 4 days ago.
Yeah.
And it started to look kind of interesting because it doesn't feel like anything like Cobra Kai or G.I. Joe was at all. This feels a little different.
If you recall, the reason I played G.I. Joe Operation Blackout was because I saw a trailer for it and I was like, ooh, that might be actually good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, no, this game is suckfest. This is terrible. Then I see the trailer. I'm doing all the game news and I'm putting stuff together and I'm like, oh, Cobra Kai came out. Like, let me do a quick article on that so we can kind of, bridge that gap. Right. And then I see the trailer for it. By the way, this trailer is terrible. The trailer for this game is awful because it's like, as you're seeing it, it's like, here's Karate Kid footage, here's Cobra Kai footage, and then there's like 5 seconds of gameplay.
Right.
That's not how you do a video game trailer. It's like, but the 5 seconds of gameplay in the video game, it's like,
but Clay, it's tied to the show.
Ooh,
you have to,
my bad.
You have to enjoy the game because it has deep story connected to the show. That's why.
So, but watching this gameplay footage, I'm a sucker for a good beat 'em up. And I even like bad beat 'em ups. So maybe this is Game Mill just doing a fool me once, fool me twice kind of situation where I'm probably going to play this game. And it might, maybe they have tricked me yet again. Kudos to you, Game Mill. But just watching this beat 'em up footage, I'm like, I kind of want to play it now. So maybe they're just really good at obscuring bad games with good trailers. Or maybe that one was made by a crappy developer and this one's made by a better developer. I don't know. I didn't even like the Cobra Kai show, so I'm not like really invested in this at all. It's just...
How far did you get into it? Did you finish both seasons of it?
I finished season 1, and I was not impressed.
No.
And I know there are people out there who like love this show and swear by it and stuff, and it's like cool, but it's just it's like a boring teen drama show, but with 80s, like with Ralph Macchio and Billy Zabka in it. It's like, that's it.
I wasn't a Karate Kid person when I was younger, so it just never interested me.
And you know what? I am a Karate Kid fan for the original, not the Jackie Chan one, but still, it exists.
The Jackie Chan one wasn't that bad.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't a successor either. It should have been its own movie for something else.
I can see that, yeah, but it wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. But yeah, no, Karate Kid, being an 80s kid, of course I've seen that movie like a billion times. So I was excited when Cobra Kai was coming out, but then I saw it and I was like, this is boring. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, what are you gonna do? But yeah, so this one, I'm probably gonna give this one a shot just to try it out. And if it is in fact a crappy beat 'em up game, I might actually like it because I love those games.
Yeah. I mean, it looks fun if it plays just like a beat 'em up game. It just looks fun, right? Unless they try to like block you with a whole bunch of story in between there, and it's just like story scene after story scene, and it's just like barely any gameplay. But all right, that's it for the game releases this week. We're gonna go on to game news. Game news.
Game news.
I'll have that up.
Insert video graphic here.
All right, so we finally got some news about all the good stuff that we're gonna receive from Stadia. This is quite interesting because all I see is a whole bunch of demos, a couple of exclusives here, but not really something that's going to draw me in right now.
It's Stadia. I don't even pay attention.
Phoenix Rising Jedi Fallen Order is out on November 24th. They got some Pac-Man game and Humankind beta.
The Pac-Man game is a brand new announcement. That was it's basically Pac-Man Battle Royale. So picture you're playing Tetris 99, Mario 35. You're now playing Pac-Man against like a million other people, and like last one wins kind of thing. So it's like you get the Energizer, you eat a ghost, and that ghost gets sent to like another player. Immortals Phoenix Rising, I think that game looks awesome. I'm excited for it. This is actually the first way you can get like a demo hands-on of it. I might actually try it out because it's a free demo. This one, I don't know. It's I was watching actually Wasabi, who runs Game Overs. You can check them out on Twitch. I was watching him play this demo the other day, and it looks really cool. It's this third-person action RPG game. I don't know. There's like a million of those on every console right now anyway, but this one looks cool. I was gonna try it out.
So demos and some exclusives. That's the good stuff. And speaking about bad PR for Stadia, let's talk about this guy.
Ooh.
Burn that segue.
So the creative director behind Google Stadia wants gamers. Okay, so
does he want that though?
Joel, I'm gonna teach you something real quick, okay? There's this thing that's been going on for the past few years. It's called game streaming. Mm-hmm. It's kind of popular. I think it's taking off. So, but this Google Stadia guy is basically saying gamers, game streamers, YouTubers, influencers, whatever crappy, stupid term you want to come up with it for yourself, he wants you to pay for a game. So here's my $60. Give me a copy of Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay.
And then he wants you to pay on top of that for the ability to stream said game.
No.
That's his. Gamers should be paying publishers for the rights to stream a game. Now, on a business sense, this totally makes sense. Like business-wise, this actually does make sense because you could say, I'm going to give you permission to stream that game. Like, here's your licensing fee or whatever. Kind of like, remember when like Nintendo did this thing a few years ago where it was like, if you want to put a Nintendo game on YouTube, you have to like give them half of like your income for it. Nintendo did this a few years ago.
You're talking about like the ad revenue stuff that they were just taking from you?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So basically,
yeah.
Yeah, so this is kind of like on the same lines. Like, if you're going to buy that game, you should be also paying the publisher for the rights, like a license to stream that game.
Okay, look, if you put in an analogy, like something else that's like this, you cannot play a Disney movie on a public setting anywhere, right?
Yes.
So
like I said,
that is a good example. So you can't play movies and just say, hey, I'm streaming your content because I have opinions about it and I'm just putting my opinions when you're playing the entire movie uncut.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
but that's not how streaming works.
Business standpoint, it actually does make sense. But I don't think this guy realizes that streaming isn't just me, Joel, Mel, whoever playing a game. We are literally advertising for you.
Yeah, it's free advertising for them.
Yeah, that's true.
If you make a good game, these influencer people are going to be like, this game is great. All of my millions of followers should go buy this game right now.
Right.
And then you make money.
Well, there's a power struggle here, like, because you can say that and it makes sense for somebody who has millions of viewers. Mm-hmm. But if you're just talking about the run-of-the-mill person who's just trying to entertain people, 20 people on stream, on chat, 20, or even up to 100 people, it's not enough for a streamer to be able to even make money off of that, but then now you want to be able to have the ability to entertain people with your opinions about a game and just your personality. I just don't think that's going to work. I mean, that'll work for anything that's like ninja level streamer. That makes sense to me, but not the regular guy. All right, let's move on to the next one. Speaking about the DMCA takedowns that are plaguing the internet, Twitch is deciding to also do some takedowns, of their own with some of the pre-recordings.
Twitch kind of warned everybody about this back in June, that they got hit with a bunch of DMCA copyright claims because across the billions of videos that are housed on Twitch. Twitch kind of warned everybody this is going to happen, and then they finally dropped the hammer last week. They deleted like millions and millions of videos that were being stored in Twitch's or their Amazon cloud. And it ruffled a lot of feathers. A lot of people out there are basically saying, wow, you just deleted like half of my library. Screw you, Twitch. I'm going to go to your competitor. Wait, there isn't one. Yes. So I can see why people would be like, I'm out. I'm done. If you remember Mixer, when they were still alive, they were offering people basically like more money. They were offering like for your ad revenue, you were getting like a bigger cut. Twitch, lately they've had a lot of bad press regarding like harassment of streamers and stuff like that, and how they're not really acting on any of that. That was the
always
thing.
a bad PR move. No matter where you go, you gotta handle that.
Game of the century, Fallout 76.
Oh man, so good.
I mean, what a winner. I do know people who play Fallout games. I know people who play Fallout 76, so I put it in there just to say, hey, I see you. You're visible to me. And it's Bombs Drop Day is like the big day in Fallout. Mm-hmm. And it was like when the nuclear war first happened, and then you got put in your little shelter and everything like that. Yeah. So apparently that just happened like on Thursday or something like that, and they're doing a big thing, like big sales and big giveaways, and it's a big event. So from what I hear, and like I said, I've never played a single Fallout game, but from what I hear, they finally fixed Fallout 76. So
wait, what does that mean? Like,
so when that game launched, it was just a dumpster fire. Like, it was a just disaster of a game from what I'm hearing. It's like an MMO game with no NPCs. So you are literally only relying on talking to other characters or like players in the game. And then you miss out on basically all the Fallout story because it's just people killing each other, trying to rob each other all the time.
Right.
And so they said there was going to be no NPCs, and then they backtracked and put NPCs into it. And then they said there's no end game, and apparently they fixed that. It's still a buggy mess from what I hear, but they actually made it like a playable, fun game now. From what I'm hearing from people who play it. I know.
There are a few people that are actually playing a lot more, basically starting to turn into No Man's Sky now, sort of.
Yeah. Like, and that's a really good comparison. They were able to a Realm Reborn it, Final Fantasy 14 was able to do it, No Man's Sky was able to do it, and apparently Fallout did it. Like, Fallout 76 actually turned that game into something playable now. Whereas the past 2 years have just been a disaster. So good on them. Good on Bethesda for trying to make it work, or I'll say sticking with it. But yeah, Bomb Drops Day. This is Fallout. I have no clue what any of this is. So
fantastic. All right, so speaking of old games, I guess Ubisoft is going to be doing a new system for rewards on legacy games from their launcher, or is this for everything? This is for consoles as well?
I'm not going to say it's not a new reward system. It's kind of like they're phasing out the reward system. So if you've played Ubisoft games on anything in the past, like, say, 10 years or so, your Xbox 360 even had this, like, going back that far. And it's like they have their club Ubisoft. So when you launch Assassin's Creed Unity or whatever, there's like, hey, do you want to log into your Ubisoft account? And if you have a Ubisoft account, you can log in right there, or link them together or anything, so they're all logged in the future. And it's kind of like an in-game achievement system, right? So like you're playing Watch Dogs and you beat a certain part of the game, like a boss fight happens or something like that, and you pass a certain threshold in that game where normally it'll pop like, here's your PlayStation trophy or your Xbox achievement or whatever. It'll then pop up and say, hey, you just beat this part of that game, you just got some Ubisoft money.
Right.
And that Ubisoft money is only used in that game. So at that point, you would then back out to like your main menu and go to the Ubisoft store. It's called Club Ubisoft, and you could buy stuff in the game. So you can unlock like a new skin for your character, or like a little bag of extra ammo or something that
it's
you
just
didn't have
basically a
before.
reward system for you playing their games and then just giving you some sort of currency for it.
Exactly. So Ubisoft is about to transition their launcher, which is Uplay.
Mm-hmm.
So Uplay is about to be changed to Ubisoft Connect. It's like their brand new thing, and they're basically saying, "Yeah, shake it up, man. Like Origin's going away. They're about to do a new thing. You know."
That's what's so weird to me is like all these launches are changing up again.
Yeah, they want to shake it up, whatever.
All
So it's, but yeah, basically they're saying we're not going to transfer. We're not bringing the legacy Club Ubisoft stuff over to the new system. So any game that you have that has Ubisoft Rewards and Club Ubisoft in it, everything's free now. Like you don't have to beat the game anymore. You don't have to play through it 9 times to unlock all the money for everything. It's like you can just go to the store and unlock everything if you want. It's a nice gesture instead of the opposite, where it would be they're just going to lock everything out because you can't get Ubisoft money anymore.
I mean, it's cool because they're just giving away something for free that that they can monetize on.
Yeah, and
but how well have they been monetizing on it? How well have they been doing on that? You know what I mean? Like,
that's the thing. Club Ubisoft, you don't even pay. It's like it's not even like a money thing. It's literally rewarding you for playing their games. So it's like it's cool. Like I said, Ubisoft's in a lot of bad PR right now. This is probably just a PR move.
right.
Like they have a lot of bad press coming to them right now. So this is probably just like they announced Scott Pilgrim is getting a re-release, which everybody's wanted for the past 10 years, and then they say now we're going to give away Ubisoft or Club Ubisoft rewards to everybody. It's like, okay, cool. But just to piggyback on that, are you going to jump to the next Ubisoft story?
Actually,
cross progression. So the last part of this whole thing with this new Ubisoft Connect system that they're coming out with, just a side note, little thing at the end here. They are going to be enabling for newer games, not old legacy stuff, but like for the newer games, maybe out the past year or two, cross progression. So that means I have Watch Dogs 2 on my PlayStation 4. I beat the game. It's great. I loved it. Let's say my PS4 goes up in flames and I want to go over to my Xbox where I have another copy of Watch Dogs because I'm a chump who buys multiple copies of games. And I just log in with my Ubisoft account and boom, my save file's there. So it'll transfer systems. Like that save file will go to the cloud and it'll say, Clay went this far in Watch Dogs 2. Now I can log in on the client on the PC, on my Xbox, anywhere else that game is offered, and I'll now have my save file present.
I wonder how easy that was for them on a technical level, because even some consoles had some exclusivity. So as long as the game save file didn't include
like not every game will support this, but I think what they're saying is going forward, it'll be there. So
that makes sense.
I mean, yeah.
I'm pretty sure just going gold on any game at this point for the next gen is just going to be literally a copy and paste job for each console. It's not going to be any different. Because even the hardware itself is very similar to each other.
Yeah, but I think it's a great move. Cross save is really good, especially if you're like me and you play on multiple consoles. Great system.
Yeah. All right, then let's go on to Microsoft with their acquisition of Minecraft a couple of years back, and how slowly they've been moving Java to mold into what they want. Basically, they want to be able to, even for the older classic Java version, they want you to have a Microsoft account to be able to log into it. Before, it was just a login that you would get from Mojang, and it was just whatever you created. It didn't have any connection to Microsoft at all. But now, it looks like it's just going to be the exact same thing as what you get on the app version that you would get on either Microsoft Store or the mobile version, which you now have to have either an Xbox, not an Xbox Live account, like an active account, but just like a regular Xbox account or a Microsoft account.
I don't play Minecraft myself, so this didn't really affect me at all. But for instance, like when Facebook announced that you have to have a Facebook account in the like starting next year to use an Oculus VR device.
Right.
That would like there was kind of like an explosion because there are people out there who are like, I don't want a Facebook account. I just want to play VR games. And they were like, well, tough. I don't know a lot of people outside of just diehard Mac people or Linux people who don't have a Microsoft account. Like, if you use Windows 10, you probably have a Microsoft account already. Even if you're not like an Xbox person or anything like that, you probably already have one.
Well, that's the beauty of Microsoft accounts, though, because even on Windows 10, you can use a third-party email, but it still creates a alias of that email towards
that's the
your
thing.
Microsoft account.
My Gmail account is my Microsoft account. It doesn't have to be like a Microsoft account or an Outlook.com account or anything like that. But you probably already have one. Like most people probably already have one, unless you're like a kid and you know, like a kid who plays Minecraft, who, you know, like a 5-year-old who plays Minecraft and doesn't know anymore. But yeah, going forward, I haven't seen a lot of blowback about this online. Like people saying, I don't want a Microsoft account, because most people probably already have one. Yeah. But yeah, like Windows 10 ties a Microsoft account into a lot. So it's you probably already have it, unless, like I said, unless you're just a diehard Apple Linux person or something like that.
Yeah, either that or you're one of the 1% that still have a Yahoo account, and I feel sorry for you.
Which you could tie to your Microsoft account.
Win-win.
There you go. Keep your at AOL.com address, you know, like whatever. I'm just at that point, you might have to create that as a Microsoft account.
Right. By the way, Mel,
yeah, like,
yes,
I have been noticing your background for quite some time. That TV back there is probably going to have some burn-in. You might want to check in on that.
Ooh, yeah. Might want to turn the screensaver.
Yeah. You might want to put a screensaver.
You know, maybe some like 3D pipes. You know, like
Microsoft flying flag logo.
Exactly, like just Windows 3, like weird.
Yeah.
But
my goodness, that's hilarious.
Just turn all my games off.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, burn-in is a thing, okay?
Yeah.
Like,
even in the digital world, all right, Mel AI, relax.
Yeah. Maybe get some sun while you're at it. You know, just.
Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna stay in my little box here. Thank you.
By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but you got to give it up to, I think, Ben and Mel about being able to get that NJ logo on that t-shirt. That's pretty slick. All right, let's do this fan-made Mario64 mod. Now it has ray tracing. Amazing. I don't know if anybody's checked this out, but a community member was able to get ray tracing going on some of the on a mod, a Mario64 fan-made port, and you're able to do ray tracing now, which for most games, and I'll be honest, for most games this does help a lot. But you know what? It's always a nice touch when it doesn't visually help a game that's just so low poly. But it's just like, now you just add shadows and reflections on the thing. Like Metal Mario has reflections now. And I'm like, that's amazing, because it looks great.
It does. Yeah, I saw this. I saw this video posted about a week ago, and Cinderkin sent it to me. And he said, he goes, this is what Nintendo should have done with Mario 3D All-Stars. And I'm like, dude, do you know nothing about Nintendo?
Does he mean in that time frame? Like, this is what Nintendo should have done? Back when there was like only 32 bits and like barely any RAM?
No, so Mario 3D All-Stars is the collection that just came out like back in September, and it's Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy 1, re-released for the Switch. And they did clean up Mario 64 a little bit, like they smoothed some edges here and there. It does genuinely look better. But yeah, he sent me this like with the video, and he goes, "This is what they should have done, like for the Mario 3D All Stars." And I'm like, dude, Nintendo has no idea about doing anything like this for their games. Like, and they don't care.
They have stated time and time again that graphics is not a priority when designing game consoles.
Yeah, they want they want the gameplay experience itself to be the shining star. They don't even know what ray tracing is. But at the same time, they shouldn't need to, because as been proven time and time again, Nintendo will re-release the same thing over and over again, and it will sell like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Nintendo doesn't need to put ray tracing into Mario 64 because it's going to sell. They could they could worsen Mario 64 and it'll sell.
Yeah.
You know,
But can you
like,
imagine, Clay, the untapped potential that is a PC port of Mario 64 with ray tracing enabled?
I think there is a ton of potential for Nintendo to release their entire library on PC.
Oh yeah.
For a fee. You know, like,
that would kill off all their emulate. Well, I don't think it will kill off, but it will lessen the need for emulation at that point.
Exactly. Yeah, but yes, Nintendo should have done more with their Mario 64 re-release, and sure, that's fine, but they don't need to.
Yeah.
They're gonna make money regardless. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, they could say we could, but then we might lose money and effort just to make more later. And they go,
it prints money.
Nah.
Done.
Yeah.
So our last story for the show. Here we go with Gears 5.
Gears 5?
Yeah. Gears 5 is getting a story add-on in December. This coming from you from Destructoid. What is this about? I didn't get a chance to read this one, but I'm definitely interested by just the thumbnail of this video alone. Apparently
so kind of surprising.
It's showing Mark Phoenix or Phoenix and
Marcus.
Marcus Phoenix, like old and new and young Marcus. I don't know what's going on here.
So the picture that you're looking at, it's Marcus Phoenix and it's Dave Bautista, the actor / pro wrestler.
Oh.
So a little while ago, and this is after Gears 5 released, apparently Dave Bautista is like a big Gears fan.
Yeah,
and he was like, and he basically was just like, hey, can you put me in your game? And they were like, yeah, bro. So they brought him in as an extra skin for Marcus Phoenix.
And then they chest bump and they were like, yeah, bro.
And then they were like, noise.
Nice.
You know.
Oh, those active reload memes that we could have had, man. It was just hilarious.
But yeah, no, so that video right there that you're looking at, that's basically the video that Destructoid, or actually Xbox and the Coalition put out, showing all the differences between the Xbox One version and the Series X version of Gears 5. So it's 4K, it's 120, it's like, it's so apparently it's smooth. Like, yeah, Gears multiplayer is going to be like on a whole new level now. But in addition to that, in December, and I thought this was very strange, they're introducing a new storyline. Like, have you played Gears 5 yet?
I have not.
Okay. It's okay. But they introduced a new multiplayer mode into it. So you've got your deathmatch modes and all that stuff. You've got the horde mode, and then they have this new one, and I want to say it was called Escape or something like that. You're trapped in this like facility, and there's enemies everywhere, and you basically have to get out before the place like explodes. Mm-hmm. And it had 3 new characters that you play as in this. It's a 3-player co-op mode. And these 3 characters are being brought into a new campaign. It's like a little side story that they're going to release. They say it's only like 4 hours long, but I was like, oh, that's cool. I'll play that. Like, I love co-op story stuff.
Yeah.
I was surprised. Cool. I was like, wow, there's still active effort on this game. I thought that was kind of strange, and not just like, multiplayer balancing and patches and stuff like that. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. At the
I
end
like
of
the
the
Gears
trailer,
series. I'll play more.
At the end of the trailer, it actually shows one of the characters doing a Batista bomb, which was just so special because the locust that he was just dropping on the floor just split in half. Like, okay. Yeah. That's exactly how I envisioned the Batista bomb actually going in this game.
You were like, noise.
Noise.
Noise. If any of you haven't played Gears of War, this is me changing weapons in Gears of War.
Yeah. No look, just swap it back there somehow. It always meets its holster somehow. I don't understand. Alrighty. Well, that's the game news for this week.
You kind of missed one.
Which one do we have?
Amazon selling
Joel.
Cyberpunk for $10 off.
I mean,
Game
Oh, yeah.
deal?
I mean,
We
yeah.
we have a game deal.
All right, we game deal. Sure.
Game deal. Okay, so last week, if you remember, if you want your PC digital copy of Cyberpunk 2077, Good Old Games is selling it with extras, more digital goodies. And look, I know there's a lot of hype around this game. There's a lot of people wanting to play it. It is being sold on Amazon for $10 off right now,
Dude,
just in case anybody wants to go in and get their copy.
Yeah, Mel's absolutely right. Like $10 off is nothing to scoff at, especially right now. And
Well, $10 off, and also, it's like that's a really good deal for this game. This is supposed to be like the hypest game of the year, so it's Amazon is gonna.
I'm gonna be super interested if this does not win any of the Game of the Year awards. I'm gonna be.
Oh yeah.
Because it took quite a while. I remember when the first trailer actually hit, we were watching it with Takahashi, and he saw this in Cyberpunk 2077, the CGI trailer with the with the chick with her size out of her arms or something like that, his swords. And I was just like, man, how long has it been since this thing was even announced? It's crazy.
Yeah, ages ago. Yeah.
And to come up and then flop, I doubt it, but there's a lot of hype.
I don't think it's going to flop. From what I hear, Witcher 3 was a broken mess for like a year after it released, so it might be a buggy mess, and then they'll patch it and make it amazing, but until then, I have no clue.
So $49.94 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Windows, PC, all three. And I believe you get free upgrade if you get it on the older consoles?
So yeah, these... For us console people, it is going to be a free upgrade, but this version of the game you're getting, like, this isn't going to be PS5, Xbox Series XS ready. This is going to be PS4, like, even if you have a PS5 or you have an Xbox Series X and you buy this game, you are legitimately playing a backwards compatible version of an Xbox One game or a PS4 game. The next gen upgrades are coming next year, but they're going to be free. But for right now, you're not going to get 4K, 120, anything like that. It's literally going to be a PS4 game, or it's going to be an Xbox One game.
And for my PC people, this is the next gen upgrade for us, so no worries.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, thank goodness. I heard a sigh of relief everywhere around the world for PC gamers. Like, oh, sweet baby. 4K textures, thank you. Okay, bump mapping. Good.
Yes.